Rana Bashar Ali Khan demands immediate ceasefire and unrestricted aid access in Gaza as communications blackout worsens humanitarian catastrophe *** Gaza. The 14th of June 2025, Rana Bashar Ali Khan, chairman of the International Human Rights Movement IHRM, today issued an urgent appeal for global intervention to end the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, where a total communications blackout and systemic aid obstruction have pushed over 2-1 Palestinians toward famine and chaos. The IHRM, a global organization dedicated to defending universal human rights, confirms that Gaza's humanitarian operations have collapsed following an internet shutdown earlier this week. Critical fiber optic cables severed during heavy fighting remain unrepaired due to Israel's repeated denial of repair permits, isolating civilians from life-saving aid coordination and emergency services. Khan condemned this as a deliberate stranglehold on human survival, noting that Israeli authorities have blocked over 20 repair requests since April despite urgent UN appeals. Humanitarian access is systematically obstructed, with Israeli authorities rejecting 44% of UN aid missions in recent days. Missions to deliver wheat, flour, and fuel were routinely denied, while armed clashes and militarized aid distribution have killed over 200 civilians and injured thousands. Khan emphasized that Israel's blockade, intensified since March 2nd, has created engineered starvation, with most Palestinians now trapped in overcrowded shelters or tents amid sewage-contaminated environments and rampant disease. The IHRM further exposed the lethal flaws in the US and Israeli-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which employs private military contractors for aid distribution. This model, branded a recipe for chaos by human rights monitors, has seen Israeli forces open fire on civilians near aid hubs, resulting in 245 fatalities and 2,150 injuries in 2 weeks. Palestinian armed groups have also attacked convoys, endangering aid workers and civilians alike. Hunger must never be met with bullets, declared Khan. The siege weaponizes aid to entrench fear and desperation, a gross violation of international law. IHRM demands an immediate ceasefire, communications restoration, and unfettered UN-led aid access. The world's silence is complicity in genocide. The international human rights movement reiterates its call for arms embargoes and sanctions against all violators of humanitarian law, urging the UN Security Council to enforce its resolutions on Gaza. Every moment of delay is a death sentence for innocent lives, Khan concluded. Human rights are not negotiable. They must be upheld now. ##